me tell you a story. Once upon a time, in a lovely town, there lived a girl whose infectious joy and love for celebrations captivated all who knew her. With an affinity for theme parties and a penchant for everything that sparkled, she radiated a vibrant energy that illuminated every room she entered. And her name was Sparkle. But amidst her colorful existence, it was a sparkling wine that held a special place in her heart. From the crispness of sparkling whites to the velvety richness of reds, she savored each sip, reveling in the magic it added to her already sparkling life. However, one fateful day, an unexpected twist disrupted Sparkle's idyllic world. While perusing the depths of the internet, she stumbled upon Huberman's podcast, a source that shed light on the detrimental effects of alcohol on human health. As she listened to the sobering truth, a wave of fear washed over her. The once radiant and carefree Sparkle found herself grappling with a newfound awareness, suddenly confronted by the potential harm that her beloved wine could inflict upon her well-being. From that moment forward, Sparkle's life took a transformative turn. Sparkle's life forever changed with the realization that the world of wine, once a source of delight and magic, held deeper complexities. As she navigated the labyrinth of her emotions, she embarked on a quest to understand the balance between the pleasures she cherished and the health concerns that loomed before her. Little did she know that this moment of confrontation would become a catalyst for personal growth, setting her on a journey towards finding a new equilibrium, rediscovering the true essence of her sparkle, and redefining what it truly meant to live a vibrant, fulfilled, and sparkling life. The end.
Hello, you probably guessed it right. This Sparkle girl is me. And it's not like I'm an alcoholic or something like this, and this video is definitely not about alcoholism, but I couldn't resist a glass of sparkling wine or good wine whenever I was offered one. Earlier this year, as per usual, I was just chilling, sitting, and watching my favorite YouTube channel, Huberman's.
Welcome to the Huberman Lab podcast, where we discuss science and science-based tools for everyday life. I'm Andrew Huberman, and I'm a professor of neurobiology and ophthalmology at Stanford School of Medicine.
I trust Huberman completely. Every word that he says, I take as pure gold truth. I do believe him. He's a great guy. So if you haven't subscribed to him yet, please do. He's amazing. So the next recommended video for me in his channel was about alcohol and alcohol consumption and the danger of it. What happened is, it never happened before, but I watched this video without stops. And I took like 100 different notes. I was truly shocked. But okay, of course, to be truthful here with you, it's not like this video changed my opinion on alcohol 180 degrees. I knew that alcohol does more damage than good, but my monkey brain shut down my rational brain whenever it wanted to quit alcohol. And you can always find thousands of different excuses to not stop drinking alcohol. So social gatherings, you were somewhere in Italy, for example, or a birthday party, or romanticizing wine. So many different reasons to not quit alcohol. This video today is going to be very informative, information dense. So what I want to do is I want first to tell you about what alcohol is, how it gets into your body and to brain through your stomach, through your liver and bloodstream. Second is the effects that drinking alcohol has on your brain and body and organs. Third is why I decided to try quitting alcohol and the story behind it. What you should expect when you quit drinking alcohol, and what happened to me after 3 months of stop drinking alcohol. Disclaimer: I am not a doctor. Although all the information that I am sharing here, I double, triple checking, and all the information that I am consuming. I'm looking for the papers that are backing up this information, but this information is not an advice. This is just for the information purpose only, just for you to check what my experience is, what I got from this experience, and maybe it will inspire you in some way, and this is what I'm hoping for. History of alcohol. Interesting thing here is alcohol, definitely not as it is right now, but these fermented beverages from grains and fruits, they are dating back to 6,000 years BC in Mesopotamia, which is Egypt. That's crazy. What is alcohol? Alcohol, in terms of beverages, is ethanol, which is a psychoactive substance produced through the fermentation of sugars by yields and bacteria. Alcohol is water and fat soluble. This is important information that will be repeated in the future. And it basically allows alcohol to pass right into our cells, passing through all the barriers. Ethanol, because it is toxic, it has to be converted into something. Our body is a good guy, so he's trying to get rid of it. So once it gets into our body, our stomach, our body immediately prioritizes it and sends the function, digest it. And then our lovely liver and the molecule inside it, which is called NAD, starts breaking ethanol into acetaldehyde. I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly. If ethanol is a poison, this acetaldehyde is even more toxic because the main function of it is to kill your cells. Because our body is a good guy and he's trying to do at least some good from this ethanol, so there is another thing that is produced from ethanol, which is called acetate. And acetate, it can be used as a fuel for our body, but there is a big but. It can be either used immediately, right away, and because ethanol is getting into bloodstream into like very super quickly, especially if you didn't have any food. So it can be either used immediately, so you can go into the treadmill and drink wine, and then it might be used as the energy. Or it can be stored in a very unbeneficial way because it turns into a visceral fat. What else happens is that with our bloodstream, some amount of this ethanol leftovers, I won't be repeating these names, I'm sorry, but they are making into our brain with the bloodstream.
Still toxic, okay? It produces substantial stress and damage to cells. I'd love to be able to tell you otherwise, but that's just a fact. Ethanol produces substantial damage to cells.
not in that much detail, but you knew that alcohol is bad. Yes, you don't have to drink a lot of alcohol, and I knew that too. So you're wondering, why did you decide to do this right now? And one research that caught my attention in this Herbermann's video was about the amount of drinking. It was obvious that large amount of alcohol, and it is considered 12 plus glasses of alcohol. There are some certain amounts here that I'll try to refer in the notes, but they cause lots of severe diseases in your liver, head, pancreas, and brain. What happened is, in a very recent study, it proved that even a low to moderate consumption of alcohol, which is 7 to 14 drinks a week, if you think about it, it's like 3-4 glasses on the weekend. That's not much. It also negatively impacts our brain and body. The study that I will include in the notes, it looked into 35k people in the UK. I live in the UK, I live in London. People drink here a lot. I'm originally from Belarus. I thought that in Belarus people drink a lot. No. People drink here in UK a lot. So they took those 35k people who drink low to medium amount of alcohol. Again, this is from 7 to 14 drinks a week in different variations. And that even drinking a small amount of alcohol, so it leads to thinning and loss of neurons in your neurocortex and other brain regions. A few other negative consequences is the impact on gut, liver, brain axis. So they all communicate with each other, and there is this also nerve which is called vagus nerve that connects our brain to our gut, and then our gut talks to our liver talks to our brain. So what happens is alcohol can have detrimental effect on the gut microbiome, which refers to the trillions of beneficial bacteria that reside in our gastrointestinal tract. Excessive alcohol intake can harm this gut microbiome, killing beneficial bacteria and allowing harmful bad bacteria to enter the bloodstream through a leaky gut. Other negative consequences is anxiety. Obviously, alcohol affects our sleep, even though first you might feel a bit drowsy and want to sleep. Anyway, you won't have a good sleep, and then you'll have to recover for a very long time. There is a great book by Matthew Walker, Why We Sleep. It tells a lot about how alcohol affects our sleep. Next one is DNA methylation and gene expression. It can actually lead to breast cancer. So this is super crucial knowledge for women who have any risk of breast cancer, because just 10 grams of alcohol consumption can increase the risk of breast cancer by 4 to 13%. This is insane. Another point is pregnancy. Like, if I am ever pregnant, I'll make sure that I won't drink a gram of alcohol, because I've read so many studies and lots of materials and videos how even like a little bit, a glass of wine can affect little baby inside you and tremendously change the brain development, limb development, any organs development, irreversible. Obviously, cardiovascular problems. Alcohol can elevate your blood sugar and disrupt normal heart rhythms. Liver damage. Again, we were talking about it because liver is responsible for digesting and figuring out what to do with this ethanol. So it takes a lot of action into this, and there is the visceral fat, which is on liver and all the abdominal organs in your body appears if you access alcohol consumption. Pancreatitis, nutritional deficiencies, brain damage, mental health issues, and probably the hardest part is addiction and dependency, because alcohol leads to addiction, and this is one of the worst things in the world. What about the red wine? Red wine is good! I thought so too. And that was one of my excuses when I wanted to drink wine. Unfortunately, no, and I was super disappointed about it. So there is this magic molecule which is called resveratrol. So resveratrol is the anti-aging molecule that helps you stay young and brilliant. Unfortunately, you have to drink an ocean of red wine to get enough resveratrol, and definitely drinking that much wine will cause you more damage than good.
The obvious one that I know you get a lot, but for the record, can't I just drink red wine and get enough resveratrol, David?
You can try. You need to drink about 200 glasses a day. So
I'm sure it's been tried.
It's not like I suddenly quit alcohol. It actually all started after my surgery last year, when I had to bid farewell to alcohol for around 30 days to aid in my recovery. Little did I know that this would set the stage for this unexpected adventure, and being a self-proclaimed challenge freak, yes, I am. Later that year, I decided to set myself another wee challenge to stop drinking for the whole month. Now, let's just say that my willpower wasn't exactly up to the task, and I didn't quite fulfill this lofty goal, but hey, at least I gave it a shot, right? Then this January, I enrolled in a 4-week marathon, and imagine my surprise when they told me that you can't drink alcohol during this time. So it seems like the universe was conspiring to nudge me in the right direction. And after March 23rd, it was a design leaders meetup here in London, back when I worked at Figma. I think I had a really bad rosé wine that night. So the next morning, I woke up with a head-pounding hangover, and that felt like the universe ways of giving me a friendly slap on the wrist. Needless to say, I spent the next 2 days in recovery mode, both physically and mentally. And the morning after this meetup, after this probably wine poisoning, I don't know, something inside me clicked, and I knew it was time for a change. So I casually strolled into my bathroom, where my husband, who hadn't touched alcohol for almost a decade, stood there. And yeah, with me, I looked at him in the eyes and said, "Hey, guess what? Starting today, I'm joining your alcohol-free club."
Gentlemen, welcome to Fight Club.
So 3 months passed by. I didn't have a sip of alcohol, none, nunca, zero, nada. And was it hard? Well, at first it definitely wasn't a walk in the park. But let me tell you, I'm that kind of person who goes all in or not at all. And I made this decision to stop drinking, and I committed to it wholeheartedly. No timelines or restrictions on when I can have a sip, just me taking it one day at a time. And here is what I've learned from these 3 months. First thing is that I feel like I increase my willpower, because every time when I'm exposed to different drink options, I know that, okay, I'm strong, I can resist it, which makes me very proud of myself. Second, physically, I feel more energized. I know that it's hard to measure, but I've worked out 30 times in the last 30 days. I don't remember the last time I've done this, and that's might be because I don't drink any alcohol. I sleep better, I fall asleep earlier, and I wake up earlier. I wake up right now like 5:36 in the morning, and I feel like the whole day is ahead of me, which is the most amazing feeling. And definitely it wasn't the case when I was drinking alcohol. Social-wise, I don't know, I'm not sure if it is related to alcohol but not, but these are something that I'm noticing is I feel like I'm more engaged in the conversations. I'm more interested and honestly interested in what's going on with the person and in his life rather than pretending and having these small talks, which I hate. So yeah, I'm more present into the conversations with the people I like. If something happened unconsciously, I sipped myself a glass of wine, and definitely it helps you cope with the stress. So now I realized that I explored some activities like exercising, reading, or creating this YouTube channel that are more helpful, more productive, and do good to my mind and my body. One amazing aspect, and again, it might be some other reasons that affect this, but weight loss. I finally got rid of those unnecessary and unwanted kilograms that I've been trying to get rid of for a very long time. And I feel like the reduction and elimination of alcohol played an important role here. And some unexpected perk of not drinking alcohol is saving money. These 3 months, it was a great journey because I never thought I could make it ever in my life. I was so attached to alcohol and different gatherings, social activities at home, and I never thought that I can so easily give up alcohol. I thought that like, hey, it's so hard to do this. Why would I do this? It doesn't affect my health. First, it does. It really does. Alcohol is toxic. That's all you need to know. There is no good alcohol. It can only do bad things. And if I can give only one advice is just be aware of it. And when you drink, I'm not promoting here like, hey, stop drinking at all, but reduce the alcohol consumption. And that's the only advice that I'm giving you is try to control and reduce the number of alcohol and make it rather than your excuse to relax and reduce stress and socialize, but an experience. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope it was informative and helpful and inspiring. That's all I'm dreaming about to get to you from these videos. If you like this video, please like it here. If you want to explore and stay tuned to other challenges that I'm taking, and as I mentioned, I'm self-proclaimed challenge freak. Please subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate your support. And if you want to discuss anything, I'm all ears. I'm happy to talk. Thank you so much.